Not sure what to roll to attack during the game? What bonuses to add to your dice rolls? Today we're diving into the basics of making a melee weapon attack in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We'll walk through the steps of declaring and making an attack and show you where to find all the important attack information on your character sheet. In D&D there are two main ways to attack: from a distance with bows, javelins and even magical spells, and up close and personal with melee attacks. Melee attacks happen when your character gets right in the enemy's face with a sword, dagger, club, axe or other weapon you've got handy. On your turn you can choose to take the attack action. This lets you swing your weapon or cast a spell to try and deal some damage to your enemy. If you're making a melee attack, here's the basic sequence of events. First, you declare your attack. Who is your character attacking and with what weapon? Meet Nosmo, a human fighter. It's Nosmo's turn in combat, and he's ready to take on a Gnoll chieftain with his sword. He moves up 15 feet into range and declares his sword attack against the Gnoll. This attack will be his action for the turn. Step 2 is to roll an attack roll to see if you hit. To make an attack roll, you roll a d20 and add any attack bonuses for the weapon you're using. Nosmo rolls a d20 for his attack roll and gets a 9. Not the best, but it's not over yet. He adds his longsword attack bonus to the roll. This bonus reflects your character's skills and abilities, and the math is already done for you. Just check the attack bonus next to your weapon on your character sheet. On a printed D&D Beyond 5e character sheet, the weapons are listed in this section. If we look at Nosmo's longsword, the attack bonus is a +6. This bonus represents a combination of Nosmo's strength and training, improving his chance of scoring a hit. If you're using D&D Beyond Online, your character sheet's weapon list might look like this. Again, if we look next to longsword here, we can see Nosmo's +6 attack bonus listed. The Wizards of the Coast paper version of a D&D character sheet has the weapons listed here. It's the same information, it's just organised slightly differently on different character sheets. If we add Nosmo's attack bonus of +6 to his dice roll of 9, this brings his total attack roll to 15. The DM checks the Gnoll's stats and sees it's wearing hide armour and carrying a shield, giving it an armour class of 15. An attack roll needs to equal or exceed the target's armour class. Nosmo's attack roll of 15 is just enough to hit. Success! Now it's time to roll for damage. Damage usually involves a base die for the weapon you're using, plus any damage bonuses. These bonuses come from various sources, such as your character's strength or dexterity, class features, magic items and more. For example, a character's strength or dexterity can increase the damage of a melee attack. Additionally, a class ability like a barbarian's rage adds a bonus to damage rolls, making their attacks even more powerful. Each weapon has its own unique stats, which you can easily find on your character sheet. Nosmo's longsword damage is listed here, the same place on your character sheet where you found your attack bonus. Since Nosmo is using a shield in one hand, he's wielding his longsword one-handed. The damage die for the longsword wielded one-handed is a d8, and he gets to add a +4 damage bonus from his strength. This section usually also lists the weapon's damage type. For a longsword, it's slashing, but other melee weapons might deal piercing or bludgeoning damage. Nosmo rolls a d8 and gets a 3. With his +4 damage bonus, that's a total of 7 points of slashing damage. He tells the DM and the damage is applied, reducing the Gnoll's hit point total. However, the Gnoll still has plenty of hit points left, so the fight isn't over. Nosmo has used 15 feet of his movement and his action to attack during his turn. This leaves him with a bonus action if he has one and a reaction. He could use his remaining 15 feet of movement to step away from the knoll, but that would provoke an opportunity attack from the creature. Instead, Nosmo decides to stay put. He doesn't have a bonus action he wants to use, so he ends his turn. His unused bonus action and the remaining movement are lost, but he still has his reaction available for later in the round if needed. That's a basic overview of how a melee attack works in D&D. We covered the key steps: declaring your attack, rolling to hit, and rolling for damage. Remember, your attack roll to hit is always a d20 plus your attack bonus, and the damage is the weapon's damage die roll plus any damage bonuses. These bonuses are crucial. They represent your character's skills and abilities, so make sure to check your character sheet to find them. Each weapon has unique stats like damage dice and range, so knowing the details of the weapons you're using can make a big difference in combat. We also touched briefly on the importance of movement and positioning. Moving around the battlefield can open up opportunities, or risks, like provoking an opportunity attack. Finally, remember that every turn in combat includes the potential for an action, bonus action, and reaction. Knowing when and how to use these can give you an edge in battle. With these basics down, you're well on your way to mastering melee combat in D&D.